Hello, hello, hello. Trying my very best to get everything ready to go. And let me just say, it's overwhelming. Oh, and probably why I'm so hot too. Because when I get excited, well, the blood pressure probably goes up. Oh, goodness gracious. Hello, Good Eats Homestead. How are you tonight? It is very warm tonight. Hello, Barb. How are you tonight? Look at these buttons, Barb. How pretty they are. That's going on uh, these towels for the picnic. I'm doing good. I'm just a little overwhelmed. I'm getting ready to go to a picnic in Kentucky for homesteaders. I don't know if you're aware of that. We have one every year, annual picnic in Grand Rivers. It's free to everybody, and we have a great time. We have a lot of giveaways and um, swap seeds and eat good food and just have a blast. And this year, I'm blessed to be able to take my daughter with me. It will be. It's so much fun every year. Um, I get to see people that I didn't get to see until last year in person, I should say. Um, so, just putting on some finishing touches on some towels that somehow got missed. I don't know what happened to their buttons. Usually, I put the buttons in the bag whenever I'm making them, and they weren't on there. So I'm having to add these on to them. And I am leaving. The picnic's on Saturday, and I'm leaving tonight. Oh, I wish you could get away. It is so much fun. I believe Teresa's going to be running a live stream. I don't have. I don't know if I'll be doing that very much. I might do it from my phone, but I can't run it from my computer. Um, it's just too hard. That's the hardest part is stringing those onto the thread, and then it's pretty easy to tie them on. Oh goodness! Hopefully, I'll get enough sales that'll help me with my trip because that's how I am able to go sometimes, is that little extra bit that I get whenever I'm going. Hey there, Nancy, how are you doing? It is an expense that I have a hard time sometimes justifying, but you know what? I don't believe that God wants me to sit here and not enjoy my life just because I want to do for him, you know? Good. I'm glad you're doing okay. Um Tell Anastasia I said hi. I haven't seen her in a while. You guys don't Marco me anymore. Oh goodness gracious. And it itched there. So I have to say I'm very excited though. I got something for my truck that is actually going to pay for itself soon. Um, it has it's a what do you call those things? I keep getting bed cover for the back of the truck. I think about it, get busy and forget. Yeah, me too. We will tomorrow. It is a short day of school. Sweet. That's great. I'd love to see her. Um, and I've been so busy. I don't even get to talk to Teresa very often. You know, and actually, we are we are involved with this book that we're reading. I got to make sure that I put it in. No, I had it right here somewhere. I'm going to be scatterbrained till I leave the. There it is on top of the thing. Thank God it's with the stuff that I've got to put in. I've got two totes full of candy that I freeze dried for this picnic, and hopefully it'll give me an idea of what people like and what they don't like, so that I can. Um, I'm contemplating on starting a business, Nancy, on this freeze dried candy, and um, when I get the I want to do fruits and stuff like that too, but I'm so afraid to do the fruit because I can't put it in the same see-through pouches like I do with the candy. Maybe I could, but it's not going to stay fresh like the candy is. The candy doesn't have to have oxygen absorbers or the oxygen pulled out of the bag or anything like that. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I do know that I'm going to, next year, I'm going to plant a ton of herbs and I'm going to harvest them and freeze dry them and sell them along with the moringa. I've really come to the conclusion that moringa needs to be freeze dried and sent out. I don't know if did I show you guys how beautiful that came out? Thank you. I think it'll be good too. Have you have such a nice group of people that go to Kentucky? I know, and I don't think that there's been an incident ever at that picnic with anybody saying anything ugly to another person. And when you get that many people together, usually there's somebody got an attitude. So I'm praying that it goes really well again, and it continues to go well every year. I just absolutely love it, and the fact that it's all free makes it even better for me because I drive a long way to go to these things. I stopped going to the HOA because the tickets were so expensive that I couldn't, then I pay. If I had to pay the ticket, I don't even know how much they are now. It's like, okay, you just tacked on at least $200 extra on your trip just for the tickets. So, and it's already expensive, and gas ain't getting no cheaper. I like the Deep South ones too because those were free too. But, and I'm not saying that I'm cheap. I'm just saying that I'm thoughtful about what I do with God's money. So sometimes I forget and screw up and have to think, okay, now you shouldn't have done that, Kathy. But I try my best to be very frugal. I imagine Lady Teresa's in church tonight. So, and I haven't heard from Brenda. I hope she comes on here. She did put a text on, I mean, a thingy on my live stream that she missed. Sorry, she missed it Monday. And those of you who missed it, missed a interesting show. It was a little hard because David was working in the kitchen, and and I was in here, and I kept losing train of thought. I hope it came across good that this book has changed the way I think about my Christian walk and some of the ways that I handle my prayer and my thoughtfulness, my thinking and stuff like that, and to actually start praying for myself. It's so easy for us to pray for everybody else, and you showed that comments, the uh, the scripture, Nancy, when you read it, watched it, but we sometimes we just think that it's stupid. I think sometimes the things that I think that I'm going that I should that the things I should be praying for, I think sometimes, okay, that's stupid. God knows these things. Why do I need to pray for that? But we really do. We need to talk to him. We need to talk to him, and just like we do our earthly parents, we need to talk to him just the same, and give him as much love and attention. And I have fallen very short of that. I pray for other people, but I don't I don't focus on myself at all. At least I didn't. Now I am. I just started praying not too long ago for the ability to find a good piece of property at my affordable cost and so on and so forth so that I can move from here. Oh, cool. Thank you. Um, so I'm hoping that my daughter will uh, enjoy the picnic well enough that maybe next year we can go again together as a family, you know, all of us go, but we'll see. So I think I've picked out a name for my candy company if I do, or candy shop, whatever you want to call it. Now I have to pick out names for each piece of candy. Uh, It's just interesting how we have to rename everything. Yes, we are led to believe it's selfish to pray for ourselves, but it is not. God wants to come to him just like a daddy does his kids. That's right. And that's where I was like, duh. I'm like, and I have heard people preach on selfish prayer before. So maybe that's why I gathered the thought that it would be. Now it's not of my. It was never at my church, um, but I never really heard my pastor preach on um, praying for you the way that I'm praying for myself now. Um, they always talk and preach on praying for your needs and that kind of stuff like that, but I'm actually praying for my body and the transformation that I want to happen, and for me to be happy with what happens. So, and for me to be healthier, I mean, I pray for healthy stuff, but not for myself. I have a I have a piece of skin that I know myself. I will pull that off of there, and because I get nervous, see my hands are cracking and blistering up again and giving me a fit. I've had to put some medicine on them, and today I was slam busy all day long, and probably why my hands are aggravating me is because I colored my mom's hair, and I may have gotten color on them. And see, back in the day before I started using Redken, I could color anybody's hair. I could do anything with no gloves. I go to work, and I don't know if I told you guys this scenario. This is what happened to me. I go to work, and I'm just my fingernails get stained really easy. They always have. They're very porous, and it just grosses me out that when people look at me and think that my hands are dirty and they're not. So I said to one of the girls at work, I said, "What can we do? I mean, what can I do? I've never used gloves before, and now all of a sudden I'm going to have to use gloves because this is really bad. This looks really bad because I don't have nail polish won't stay on my nails." So she says, "Oh, we got these black rubber gloves. I can put them on the order for us. Put extra ones on there for you." I said, "Oh, okay." So she showed me the black rubber gloves, and I put them on and did a color, and then all of a sudden my hands started breaking out and just, I mean, blistering all over. And I ran over to my doctor's, and he says, "Oh, you have eczema." So he treats me for eczema. What an idiot. I don't have him anymore. But it's funny now my new doctor's in the same office, and I'm like, oh God, I hope I don't run into him. Anyways, so he gives me medicine to put on them, and within a few hours, I guess, I don't remember what the time was. Sometimes I can remember specifics more, and sometimes I can't, and that's got due to the heart attack. But it was some time later. I was off from work, and I was at home, and my hands just, I mean, literally, my wrist right here was swelled up that big. My fingers were so swollen that I could not put my fingers around each other. That's how swollen they were. And my Linda says, "Mom, I'm scared. You need to go to the hospital now." I said, "Okay, okay." I said, "I don't know what's going on. It's freaking me out." Well, those of you who know me very well, Linda could not drive herself. She could, but she couldn't. I don't know if we had the van here or if it was. I don't remember. I don't remember why she couldn't drive me. She had a handicapped van. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. I got to take this. Hey, honey. I'm on the live stream. What you doing? Huh? Yes, dear. Is that all right? Love you too. Bye. I'm sorry. That was my daughter, and she's coming with me, so I had to answer it. So, anyways, we go to the hospital now. I'm hoping to hold on to the steering wheel like this. I could not even grip the steering wheel, and I'm turning it by moving it, you know. And I think I was in her van. I didn't. No, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Anyways, let me tell you, it swelled up so bad that I could not put my arm down. My arm was out like this because my arms was swollen so bad. The doctor, I walked through the door and went through the um, what do you call it? Mm, Triage. They brought me back to the room, and the doctor walks in and he says, "Oh my goodness gracious." Now, mind you, from here down to my fingers was blistered. I said, "I'm having a very bad reaction to the medicine the doctor gave me this morning. And I don't know what to do about this. I'm freaking out. It hurts so bad. It's so swollen that I feel it's going to pop." My fingers were weeping. It was just disgusting weird. And he says, "And what did your doctor say?" I said, "He told me I had eczema," which I don't understand. I've never had eczema a day in my life, and why would it attack my hands in one day? He said, "Honey, you don't have eczema. You have contact dermatitis. You can see that you're allergic to latex. Look at your hands. Have you been wearing latex gloves?" And I said, "I wore some new black rubber gloves." He says, "You're probably allergic to latex and black rubber." So he gave me some shots. Took a couple of days and it finally went down. What a painful thing. So now I've got a doctor that gave me the right medicine and it heals it like very quickly. Jesus said he came to give us life and have it more abundantly. That's right. We have not because we ask not. It is okay to pray for yourself. Thank you. Yes, it is. Um, I just, I always felt like I was being selfish. So I don't know. I'm just very thankful that I got a wake up call. I've got a lot of those wake up calls in the last few months. Every time I start fussing about things, the Lord hits me up the side of the head and says, "You know what? I gave my life for you. Now you need to shut up and give your life for me and take care of them." Hey, Julie. I lost a whole summer due to a horrible poison ivy allergy as a teenager. Wow. Yeah, so that's the reason why I was on prednisone for 6 years, 40 milligrams a day. Now, that's because I'm a hairdresser, and a lot of products. Once I learned, once you have a reaction like that, you hardly ever get over it, and it continues to bite you in the behind. Now, being that I was a hairdresser and kept in the same products, it just kept on going. But I believe that God allowed that to happen and continue to take care of me, because when I had my heart attack, He took very good care of me, no damage whatsoever. He allowed that to happen to me and was able to manage to get me some insurance, because hairdressers don't got insurance, or don't have. I'm sorry. Here I go back with my old English. Uh, we don't have insurance and 401ks and all that kind of stuff that other people have. People in the service industry don't usually have those kind of things. So, because of that, I was able to get this tumor removed that was in my neck, and the cancer removed, and lived through both of all of the things that I had to be taken care of. My body, God managed to work it out perfectly. So I just need to put my whole body in His hands, in His loving hands, and say, okay, feed me. Tell me what to put in here. Tell me what to do, because I'm not doing it right on my own. I think I can do it on my own, but I'm really not doing a very good job. Same reason, swelling and blisters. Yep. I started taking anti-IV shots in February, and now I get an occasional IV blister. Wow. You know what David does for the poison ivy? Um well, I got the soap, but he is in it all the time. He has problems with it all the time. And prefers he prefers rubbing it raw and with peroxide constantly to get rid of it. I would not want to live like that. Now, uh, Teresa made us some soap, and it was really, really good, but I don't think he's used it the right way. So I don't know. So I'm excited. I don't know if I'm going to get to see Miss Linda on this trip or not. She's awfully busy with her house, working on it. Um, I am, we are going to Wilma's on the way up and on the way back. Really kind of disappointed that she's not able to go with me, but she has to work Friday and Monday, so she won't get to come. So just it's just a bummer. And I'm going to try my best to be back home Wednesday, before Wednesday, because I'm taking care of my mom on Wednesdays. And we'll just see how that goes. I don't know. You hope you have a wonderful time. I know you will. I know I will too. I'm excited. I'm so excited to see everybody. And there's so much going on in our homestead community. We all need to keep each other in our prayers. Even though we don't realize that there are things going on behind um, the scenes, we need to keep each other in our prayers. There are so many people that need need prayer. Just do. And there's so many people that are traveling, um, and so many people that's not going to be able to be there that used to come, like Sherry and Daryl. They used to come. They're not even really doing YouTube anymore, which is unfortunate. Um, let's see. I know Brendan and them guys. They drive quite a way. Everybody really. There's very few people that are right there. Now there's a few people that maybe an hour or two away, but everybody usually is several hours away. So, and I'm praying that Christy gets to come. I really, I really hope that she gets to come. I wish I had the money just to say, "Here, Christy, I want you to come," but I just don't have it. Um, they're still hanging in there. I haven't got an update on Lee's brother other than it doesn't look good. They still don't know whether he's got how severe the brain damage will be. Um, last time I talked to her about it, he was still alive. Her mom's got pneumonia. I think they gave her medicine and she said she's getting better. Probably the reason for lots not going. Money is tight. That's right, Julie. Money's tight all the way around. So, um, I think Roberta said she's coming. I think she was on here a few weeks ago and said she was coming. And oh my gosh! And I don't know if I told her or not, but my girlfriend sent me a picture of the flower that she planted the seeds from. Oh my word! It is absolutely beautiful, and I am hoping that mine come up this year. I put some seeds out, and you know I might have pulled them up thinking they were weeds. But I finally got a. I don't know if I took a picture of it or what. I finally got my first picture of. Oh my goodness, I can't remember what it is that Brenda sent me. Uh, I can't remember the name of it. I got this flower from my sister. I don't have that color, so I've got that out there planted. But let's see. Oh, here it is. I cannot remember the name of this, but it's medicinal and it's beautiful white. But I can't think of the name of it. I don't know why I can't think of the name of it. You know what? I wonder if I Googled. I wonder if I Googled that. I know it's in the hibiscus family, but I just can't think of it. Hopefully, Brenda will bring me a pink one. Rose of Sharon. Oh, I'm so glad you knew that. I didn't have to look it up. I'm so bad with names. Still hot and dry here, not as hot, and evenings started to cool off again. Not really for oh poo cold, but over the heat this year. Okay, Miss Teresa, what does KRAV stand for? We are just health. We are just health are poor. So happy to be alive, and but medical strapped. Yeah, I think that's, and that's the saddest part about this whole scenario is when I finally get smart enough to become a homesteader, it's got to be because of my health, and it's harder to do things now that my health is so bad. But I'm telling you, if you're not homesteading and trying or at least sponsoring somebody that is homesteading to give you what you need or get driving. It's very important that we try to raise everything that we eat, because you would not believe the stuff that I've been reading. I mean, seeing. I saw this one video documentary on this man's. I believe he lived in Missouri. No, he did not. I don't remember where he lived. Michigan, I think. I don't know. Anyways, whatever state he was in, they have been using, they've been giving the farmers waste water, sludge. Yeah, thank you, Teresa. I figured that now that you said you were driving. Anyways, they came in and took. Now mind you, he's a fourth. I think he said a fourth generation farmer on that land. They have never had any chemicals on their land. The treatment centers, um, the waste treatment centers were giving them free um, fertilizer stuff, and because of, I forget the name of the company. This one particular company, well, it's not one particular, it's several companies, but they were literally having spills of chemicals into the river. It was washing down river and intoxicating the whole state. And if we didn't homestead, we wouldn't make it. I garden to survive. Yep, we have to garden. We have to garden now to as protection for us. And we have to save seeds. We've got to save seeds, folks. This is so important that we need to start saving seeds. Plant enough that you can put aside some stuff for seed saving, because we don't know if our seeds are going to be uh, damaged or not too from this. Um, I forget, you know, I wish my memory was better. I wish I could explain all this stuff, but um, this started out, I want to say they said, I want to say it was just before I was born, maybe in 55. I was born later, but I think it was about 10 years before I was born. And it was Teflon. This chemical that they make Teflon with, and it's been outlawed now. I think you can't use it, but they're still using it on our vehicles. Um, and I told David, I showed David the video about it, and I said, "Honey, let me just say, this is why I knew better when I read an article in Bird Talk when my children were in their very early ages. Um, I don't. Sorry, guys, I'm gonna lock this door. Oh, that was weird. I think it was the dog, but I'm not taking a chance. I had some weird lady today at the door, and I wasn't at home, and I didn't catch the doorbell when it rang. Um. Okay, so where was I? Oh, the Bird Talk. Um. They had an article about Teflon, how when you cooked with it, it let off gases and could kill your birds. And I said, absolutely not. That will never be in my house, um, because if it'll kill that little bitty bird, what in the world is it doing to us? And then, right after, several years after that, formaldehyde was hurting people. Why do they keep making all these daggum chemicals that are not natural? We didn't homestead. If we didn't, oh, I already read that. You are right. The natives had seed sown into their clothing on the Trail of Tears. Whether we use them or others, it is important. Exactly. And I'm not saying all this stuff to scare people. I'm just saying they're already trying to make fake meat. They're already trying to get people to go from eating meat altogether to being vegan and or vegetarian or whatever. And they they shoot our chickens up whenever they're uh, born and stuff with all these little antibiotics and stuff. And I'm just, ugh, I don't know. Reality is reality, like it or not. Yep, it's just scary. My sister's so freaked out. I don't know what she watched, but she was like, she said, I will never eat in another fast food restaurant in my entire life. She said, I'll watch this documentary, and they have hazmat suits on in the potato fields just to be able to uh, harvest them because they've sprayed and done all these things, and they they can't. Nobody can go there without respirators and stuff for the first 2 weeks or 2 weeks, I think, of the potatoes being harvested because of the chemical will hurt you and can kill you. I'm like, really? That is so crazy. I know. And you know what? It's really sad. About a year before my heart attack, I would give anything to know who this customer was of mine. But him and I would sit and talk, while I was doing his hair. I talked to all my customers about all kinds of weird things. And he was telling me about GMOs, and I didn't understand him, and I thought he was a quack. I, honest to God, thought he was crazy. And the more he talked about it, I was like, well, third world countries won't let them use this? Why in the world is our country doing this? And you're like, duh, why? Why? It's just absolutely insane. And I don't know how to protect ourselves. And how do you take a man's farm and keep him from selling his stuff and not try to help him at all? I mean, not even try to give him a helping hand. This poor man's selling off everything he owns so he doesn't lose his land. It's just sad. And the saddest part is his his farm is the only farm that they shut down. His farm is the only farm that they tested like they did. So the cattle on his farm, you should see these beauties. They were beautiful, beautiful cows. But I can't remember I wish to God I could remember the name of that chemical. It's just 3 letters. Oh well. One day I'm going to find some property, and I'm praying. David says, how do we know? How will we know if we're going to buy land whether it has any of this stuff on it? I said, well, David, the only thing we can do is we can pray to God that we find some place that is safe, is rural. It's going to have to be real rural. How do you say that? Rural area. And uh, DPT. I don't know. Is something made? I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna look this up real quick because library. I just watched it, so it should be in my library. Hmm. Well, I don't see it here. I will try to do. Maybe I saw it on Facebook. But I could have sworn it was on YouTube. I'm not seeing it here. Forgive me, folks. Yeah, I don't see it. I'll have to look further and look on the computer and see if I can't find it. But our government does not use not us to survive. Doesn't want. I think you were trying to say it. Our government doesn't want us to survive. I know they don't want us to thrive on our own either. Exactly, just the elite ones. Yep, there are so many toxins in our food. Not trying to be a boom and gloom, but facts are facts. Pray over everything. Yep, President Reagan warned us. Yep, it's really sad. Well, even as much as uh, I don't remember how long it's been since I met Walt, but Walt told me one time, and I thought, oh, you know, he's just he's just telling a story, but he's told the story exactly the same every time, and getting to know more and about food and how it's processed and everything, I realized he's telling the truth. His friend worked in a laboratory where he did nothing but test food to see how long, what they had to do in it to preserve it so that it will last its longest and stay its freshest out on the counter. So they would bake cakes and stuff like that, and make these things, and the cakes would be sometimes months old with no mold. How is that possible? I make a cake, and if I left it out on the counter with this heat, it'd be moldy in a day. The carbon they want gone is us. Yep, exactly. They want to make it to where they're only their best of the best is here, which is wrong. It's kind of like there's been other dictators that were like that, had that mentality, and they're all so, oh, those poor people, they were wrong so badly, but they're doing the same dang thing to us right now. Just saying. I don't know. I've never talked much about politics. I don't know why I'm doing that. So, um, so y'all want to know what kind of candy I'm bringing to the picnic with me? I've been working my booty off, and I got, let's see, 11 jars of my honey that I'm going to sell. I'm hoping that it all sells and I don't have to bring nothing home. It probably won't. I made Skittles, um, fruited marshmallows, regular marshmallows, Chico sticks, peanut butter logs, candy corn mixed, chocolate, pe- uh, pumpkins, regular caramel apple, um, caramel M&Ms. Those are ridiculously delicious. Thank God I'm selling them because I don't want them around the house. I don't remember what CC is. Whatever. Oh, candy corn. It's a questionable candy corn. I don't know the name of it. Nerd gummies. Regular nerd. Oh, nerd gummy berry and regular nerd gummies. Caramel apple Werthers, Jolly Ranchers, uh, caramel apple. Um, I guess they're like um, candy corn and cinnamon cream candy corn, maple candy corn. I mean, not candy corn, Werthers. So a variety of stuff. I want to see what people like and what people aren't. CC candy corn. Yep. This is awesome, Julie. Most doctors now just push medicine. I must have missed something. I learned when I was so very sick with Crohn's, wasn't getting too far with doctors, so started my own investigation to save my life. Awesome. Well, I know a lot of people have issues with big channels and stuff like that, but ever since I got sick, I've watched the Rhodes family. Um, very, very. Um, they struggle with things very, very badly because he's got Lyme's disease and she's got health issues too, and their son happened to have hip replacement. I mean, they've really had some serious things. But I'm so Rebecca is so smart. She really dives into it too. And Julie, I think that's so great that you're able to do that because you wouldn't believe how many things that the doctors don't know about natural stuff. They want to fill us full of all these drugs because that's what they've been taught. They don't look into other stuff. That's what they did, so I didn't own stuff. Yeah. I haven't trusted the doctor field for a long time. Legitimate reasons. Yep. Did my own stuff. And Julie, if I'd have been more smarter and done more research instead of thinking, okay, you know, they're telling me that I am going to have um, issues, and they told me that I had pre. Um, how did they word it? Pre liver disease, and that I would have liver cancer in no time at all. So they talked me into doing surgery for my weight. Well, and they were going to, and during the surgery, they did a biopsy of my liver. They took away my gallbladder. They did all this stuff. Now, my gallbladder was what was giving me all of the issues and problems before the surgery. If they'd have taken my gallbladder, I don't think I would have ever had to have surgery. I could have lost the weight and not had any problem. I had already lost so much weight already on my own. I don't know why I allowed them to do this to me. And look what they've done to Sherry. I mean, they've just really knocked her down. My sister, was a drinker, but she never really took any medications at all. She had she had um she was living in Kentucky, and that year that the ice storm came in, prior to the ice storm, she had gotten pneumonia and was put into the hospital. They had to drain her lung. And then the ice storm came, and she came down here and stayed in my house, because at the time I was living with David, because I worked down in Melbourne and I didn't want to travel back and forth. And she she was so very sick. Well, she moved down here, and I personally don't think they ever really got rid of the pneumonia properly. She ended up getting pneumonia again, and she was on life support for several months in Arnold Palmer Hospital over in Orlando. My mother sat by her bed vigilantly every single day, never left her. Her son came down. We thought she was dying. She pulled through. They did the right thing. They healed her and pulled her through. But she had so much scarring and everything that they were trying to help her. This doctor over in Cocoa Beach trying to help her with her lungs and everything. When he did surgery, he perforated her um, I can't remember the name of the word. I'm going to have to ask the family member, because I can't remember what it was called. But anyways, did that lining, and it ended up seeping. I want to say I remember it was seeping um, stomach fluid or something, some kind of fluid in there, and caused a bad infection, and she almost died. So you got to be careful. I mean, you want to take care of yourself, and you want to go to the doctor and get the right thing and find the right doctor, but sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not. But anyways, because she went through all that, all the antibiotics that they put her on and all the drugs that they had, because she was in so much pain. I mean, even in a coma she was in pain, and you could see they told me she was in pain by what was going on with the monitors and stuff. Uh didn't mean to be a bummer. Just foreign, not natural stuff has bad effects for me personally. Yeah, for everybody. I don't go to the doctor anymore unless I know I'm very, very sick and can't fix it. About 3 years now, got myself off BP and arthritis medicine. That's because you felt, Teresa. Now, I will say, on the other hand, I see it both ways, because the day that I called David and said, "Honey, come get me and take me to the hospital, take Ashley to school," I knew, I knew that my body could not take anymore. That's how sick I was. And I was able to walk in there. Actually, I don't think I did walk in there. I think they got me a wheelchair and wheeled me in. But I did transfer. I remember transferring from the wheelchair up onto the table and asking him for something to throw up in. And that's all I remember because I had a heart attack right there. If I had not been in the hospital, I'd be a dead woman today. And I believe that was in God's hands. God's the one that sent me there. He gave me the knowledge to know that it was severe enough to take care of that. So I think that when they're needed, they are needed sometimes, but some some of the little things like my hands, if I could have learned to take care of them, I could have kept myself off of that medicine. Maybe the cancer would have been more noticeable right away instead of me living with cancer for 3 years that could have killed me. But if I hadn't had the heart attack, I would have not known that I had cancer for 3 years. Uh, must have jumped. To take your health into your own hands. Can't trust a lot of doctors. Yep, pre-existing. You're right, Teresa. Didn't. Oh, I already read that. I must have missed some up there. I didn't go to the doctor anymore unless I know that. Oh, I already read that. Yes, I already read all of it. So I'm really super excited, and I've got to call my daughter back, and I've got to get these buttons on these towels that I've made and didn't have the buttons on them, so that I can put them out for sale. And y'all pray for me because I need to make the money that it is costing me to go. So hopefully that will help. The problem is they all follow protocol and no individual care. Exactly. And my last doctor, I said to her, I said, she wanted to give me all these drugs. I mean, I'm functioning. I'm in pain sitting here. My my pain, no matter what I'm doing, I have pain all the time. I have learned how to manage it myself through breathing and uh, relaxation and massaging. Yes, I know there's so many people that have pain that cannot do that and have to take pain pills, but it's frustrating to me. It was frustrating to me that she would try to push all these narcotics on me, and I'm like, are you not hearing me? I don't want pain medicine. Finally, I said to her, I said, listen, if you can't give me a prescription, if there's no prescription made on a for a natural antibiotic or a natural way of taking it, don't even bother writing me the prescription because I'm not going to fill it. That's right, Barb. Nobody knows you like you know yourself. And I couldn't figure out. I've been having this like little stop up off and on. It'll go away and then it'll come back. I've got these allergies because there's ragweed on the high here. I don't know if it's all over the country, but it's like, oh my word. So what do? I try to do things to help my breathing and stuff like that naturally. And I used to take, I do have a prescription though. I did get a new prescription because there was one day where I probably should have had it and didn't. And that's albuterol, but it gives me the jitters so bad I'm afraid I'm going to have a heart attack. They do call Jesus the great physician. Lots of prayer helps. Yep, that's right. That's totally right. I believe that 100%. And I don't know how to say this. I believe that prayer helps on those who don't know Christ too. So don't think that if somebody that you know doesn't know Christ, that your prayer is not going to be answered. I believe He will answer your prayers just the same. And even if the prayer is just there to um, help that person to be able to come to Christ. So I don't ever believe that prayer isn't heard. I believe He listens to everything we say. Truly, prayer is the true battleground. Yep, it is. It is truly, and it just amazes me. It is. It just amazes me how much deeper. The more I get to know Christ, the more deeper I get to. Uh, and when you think you're like, okay, when you think your prayer is like, okay, I'm doing good. I'm praying for what needs to be prayed for. I'm doing what I need to do. Then something hits you in the head like this book, and it's not. She's not. I'm not trying to sell this book for her. I'm not trying to rush this woman or anything. Put her up on a pedestal or anything. But the words in this book spoke to me, and I prayed about this book before I ever started reading it. So, but talking about prayer, I need y'all's prayers so that I can. Oh, what did I do with my pen? I've got to give that. I've got to give that daughter of mine a call back and find out what she wanted. God uses people and other things to get what we need to us. That's right. That's exactly right. And once you get through the trial and tribulation, you know how God carried you and healed for you. That's right. We want to keep Brenda in our prayers, um, and put safety over their home and their beings and everything that they own. Um, and once you, oh, I already read that. And of course, we're praying for you, Nancy. I got you on the list, and Teresa. Hey Teresa, you weren't on here when we were talking about Chris. How is he doing? Is he still the same? And I know you told me your mom's getting better with the pneumonia. They gave her some medication to heal that. Uh, Brenda, I pray Brenda gets to be at the picnic. Yes, I do too, Julie. It will not be the same if Brenda's not there. Heard my name, but Lee was talking to me. I was wondering how Chris is doing. I haven't got an update on him today. Foot's cramping. My nose is itching off. Somebody's coming to see me. My daughter's going to be here soon. Well, maybe I lost her. I'm going to go ahead and pray, guys. And we'll just keep Chris, Lee's brother, in our prayers. Oh, here it is. About the same. He hasn't woke up yet. Some brain activity on scan and jerks when poked with a needle. I'm here. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and pray now, and then we're going to end this. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you, thank you, thank you for all the wonderful testimony given tonight. And I pray, Lord, that you continue to bless my friends. Um, I know a lot of us go through struggles with different things, and if you can guide us in the way that we can take things naturally, please, Lord, lift that up to us. Let us know what we need to take, and let us be able to learn from one another and maybe glean from one another. I know sometimes it's easier for me to grow things like roselles and stuff like that other people can't grow, and get that vitamin C and stuff like that. So I pray, Lord, that we're all able to help each other in the community, and keep from being knocked down from the government and all the other crazy things that people are trying to do to us, Lord. Let us learn how to eat more better and treat our bodies more as a temple instead of just an intake for our wants and wishes, Lord. And I want to lift up Nancy. I pray, Lord, that you bless her, heal her, and get all of her troubles sorted out for her, Lord. And thank you that she's been blessed with such a beautiful grandchild, and that she gets to help her in schooling and stuff like that. I just hope and pray that you give them the special uh, bond that will never break and they'll always be there for one another. I want to lift up Brenda. And you know what the situation and how she's trying to help, and I pray, Lord, that her and Paul don't suffer from that. And you know how to take care of this situation, so have at it. Lord, I want to lift up Teresa and bless her and her family. Thank you, Lord, that her mom was able to be um, that the pneumonia was able to be caught and hopefully fixed, Lord. And thank you that Teresa and her daughter are so keen to see that there's things wrong with her, that they can fix it. I pray that um, just put a protective hedge over Chris and heal him, Lord. Bring him back to Lee and his family, Lord. And I ask these things in your precious sweet name. Amen. All right, folks, thank you for coming in, and I will see some of you at the picnic. Some of you I may see before then. You never know, I might pull a little doozy and go live on the way or something. You never know. I love you guys and have a great night. Bye bye now.